Hello everybody and welcome to the OCTO-DESIGNZ channel. This is Doodle Transform, a game on Roblox where you draw stuff, and today I'm going to draw a head of a character from Rainbow Friends. I'm going to draw the main character Blue with the Burger King crown and the button eye and the other eye. It looks kind of like a piece from a board game, and the drool and all that. I'm going to try to draw that. So now it's going to be I'm going to go very slow because circles are hard for me to draw. And it takes me a little bit of time to so I'm going to try to very slowly very slow. Just trying to see, can I get like a, maybe I can go back after. Oh, let's just get the rough idea for the circle down. Yeah, this is not the best circle in the world. Alright, so let's just... Maybe there's like an invert option where you can invert erase, I don't know. Okay, let's try that. I mean, you didn't think a circle would be that hard to make, but it turns out it is sometimes. It's like, okay, there's someone over there. Alright, now... so it's like... Let me try to get like... this... Kinda like this... I'm trying to smooth out some of the edges, because it's like, it's a little too rough. It's a little bit rough, so I'm trying to make it a little bit smoother, if that makes sense. Alright, and then on this side, do the same exact thing. On this side. Okay, we've got to smooth out that bottom. I mean, so if we got to get this side as well, just a little bit more. Like this at the top. And then maybe this, this part over here. And then, okay, now this part needs to be smoothed out now. And maybe there's like a super easy way to do this, and I'm just like being a pain about it. I'm just making it I'm just overcomplicating it, but either way, let's just continue on. Even if this is the harder way, I can congratulate myself because technically I will have put more effort into it. Now, thickness. Let's just do this and just kind of fill it all in like this. Fill in the center area. There we go. Yeah, and it's like, it's cool, but it's like, it's not really, can I do it with these? Can I like do it with this? Like, I mean, technically, I guess you technically could, but like, yeah, that would be like, okay. I mean, maybe there's like different options? No, the same option. Alright, now maybe I can do with this. Okay, that doesn't do it. That's like, yeah. Just turn that down a little bit. Okay, and it like erases. I don't even touch it, it just like erases it. Yeah. That's not what I want. So it's like, yeah, let's just keep trying it this way. Because it's like, yeah. I mean, technically this can stay because I'm going to cover it with the crown anyway, so it's like, let me just do this. Smooth this out a little bit more. A little bit more around here. Smooth this around the left side a little bit more because it's not perfect. It's going to look a little weird when we invert it or whatever. Because that's how it always is that one side is a little more like not symmetrical. I can't talk today. Alright, and then, yeah, it's like, jeez. I mean, it create a new layer, but that's fine because it's like, if we do this, we go around. Oh, let me do the crown. So the crown is gonna be like this. Can I do the thing? No. Well, technically I can, but I'm gonna have to do it like this. Technically I could, but we're just gonna you know, do it like this just to save the effort. We're gonna do the other side of the crown, and then we're gonna do the angles that go towards the middle. It's just a bunch of, it's just like a mega Dorito. It's like 3 Doritos in one, triple the Dorito power. You know, he was, you know, Blue was smart when he made his crown. We all know his favorite is like cheddar cheese Doritos, you know. I don't even know if there's a thing called cheddar cheese Doritos. I do like the nacho cheese ones, but, you know. And I'm not sponsored by Doritos in this video. This is just me talking about them because they're so good. Alright, now. See, I can actually go like this because, and fill it in because this layer is going to be behind. I can just move this layer behind and then no one will ever know, you know. No one will ever know that there was actually a mistake because I'm that good at covering up my mistakes. Let me move this layer down one now. Wait, what? Hold on. Okay, so this white layer is, that's the white one. That's the crown. So, and then we go down. Okay, and then the white layer. White layer. Okay, so which one is it again? 5. I'm trying to see. And then it's like, yeah. Okay, which one is it? It's the, okay, so that's blue. And we need to go up like that, and then this one can go up. No, it needs to go back down. Okay, so we'll just have to say, like, which one is it? The crown goes, okay, erase, just erase. Like this. Now can I use the same color without it like creating a new layer? Yes, I can. So we do like this. If I can just kind of get as close as I can without being annoying. And then go across the top really cautiously. And then, I mean, that's okay, I guess. I mean, and then we go like on the left side, right side, excuse me. I don't know my directions. There's probably a way to make it more symmetrical or cleaner lines or whatever. But like, you know, we're just gonna do it like this for now. I'm gonna have to, if I make the thickness smaller, I can kinda... Oh, I see people moving around in the background. Okay, that's cool. Alright, now we're going to actually do a new layer. We need to make the eyes. The eyes, you know, we'll start with dots and then just see how much bigger I want to make them. Actually, you know, I think I should start with the mouth first. So let's get the mouth on here first. Let's do a new layer. Let me just do it like this. All the way across. Okay, so if it's the same color, it won't create a new layer. That's interesting to know. So if it's even 1 pixel off the color, I'm assuming it would create a new layer. But hey, you know. Now, go up on this side. Come on. Now we gotta go, hang on. Now we go down. Like this. And around the lower section of the mouth. Well, not around, but we actually have to create it. So we have to do it like that. Now, see that corner, that needs to be like a little bit more like this. Hold on now. Like it needs to be a little bit more smooth because it's kind of rough right now and it looks a little odd. So we go the lower section. It's taking incredibly long to draw Blue's head. It's like a dot. It's like 3 dots, a curve, and some swiggly for the crown. It should not take this long, but hey, I'm very particular, and I'm trying to get it as clean as I can with the lines. So it's like, yeah. Okay, hold on. Now we go a lower section, smaller. There we go, and then like that needs to be covered in. Okay, make this just a little bit more smooth. Okay, that's cool. Now we have that, and that's pretty good. There's a little bit at the top I can polish up. It's like okay, where is this yeah, that's just a little bit right there. Yeah, now we need like a lighter blue for the saliva. I've got like, in case you're curious, I actually have a picture on my phone. I'm just glancing over to the phone, and I'm just kind of like mimicking what's in the you know, the picture on my phone. I have a picture of Blue from the game, so I'm just like using that as my guide. It's obviously not like a literal pixel perfect version, but I'm trying to get it as like pretty close, you know, because I'm not super. I mean, I'm decent enough with drawing with a, you know, a mouse, but like I'm not like an expert. I'm not the world's greatest mouse drawer. That makes sense. So it's, you know, I think I'm doing pretty good considering my skill, but like, you know, it's not like, oh my gosh, this is phenomenal or anything like that. Now we go down to the bottom part of his mouth because he drools all the way down. Well, actually he drools like about there, but not like exactly there. So it's like there. Yeah. Right about there. Hold on. Eraser. It needs to be a little bit smaller. Like this. Okay, that's about right. Let's actually go back to the actual color now. The actual color, I'm gonna put, okay, just all these primary colors. So it's like, yeah, and then yeah, and then the saliva drip needs to be just a little bit smaller as well. Like about there, and then I can polish it up a little bit more. And then we go, and now we're gonna make his eyes. So his eyes are, let's just do like one there, and then one about where? There. And then they need to be a little bit. Alright, now I think we're alright. I think I can get away with it now. So it's like, I say that and then I look and I'm like, you know, I can improve this a little bit more. So let's go back to this and actually just try to improve it a little bit more, make it a little bit more finished. Why is it like that? Okay, and then hold on. Yeah. Because it wasn't like doing the, it wasn't giving me the, you know, the color I wanted, so it was just like, oh yeah. So it's like, alright, and then we gotta go like this to smooth it out, make it look a little better. Come on, no. I feel like by doing this I'm actually ruining it more, but you know, whatever. Hold on, come on. And then we go at the top. Alright. Like, I think that's about the best I'm gonna get it, so we're just gonna leave it right there. Hang on. It's like my correction instincts kicked in, and it's like, oh shoot, I gotta do this and change it. I gotta fix this and fix that, you know. I think that's about the best though I'm gonna get it, you know, for now. So it's like, yeah. And then we go. Alright, and then, yeah. I'm not gonna touch it anymore because I'm probably, it's like, it's, hang on. Okay, there we go. And that's how we do blue. That's how we stumble through, and that is how we stumble through Doodle Transform and create a character from Rainbow Friends. That should have taken far less time. And it took me so long and everyone left the server. That's what happened. Speaking of that, save slots, blue, save, right now. Okay, now. Okay, anyone in the server? There's like two people in the server. Oh well. At least I got the server all to myself. Whee! Ha 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 ha. I know you're in a box. Actually, I don't. I'm so dumb. I'm walking by, well, sliding by, and you're in a box. I know. I see the box moving, but I don't know you're inside because I'm dumb. Ha ha. I'm so cool. Because I'm the mascot of the game. If I eat you, though, you're delicious. Yeah, tastes like delicious foods. All kinds of goodness in my mouth. Yum. I'm drooling from both sides of my head. That's how awesome I am. Yeah. Ha 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 ha. Oh ha 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 ha. Well, and that's how we make Blue and Doodle transform, or at least his head, so to speak. Coming up next, the illustration which I have made that I'm going to talk about. So here we go with that. Alright, so here is the image I drew of Blue. Now, I know this isn't the most original idea in the world, but I wanted to try something a little bit different and just not like draw the circle and, you know, the basic shapes and stuff that you would expect from Blue. So let's go over the drawing. First of all, we'll start with the corners, just to get them out of the way. We got these little geometrical corners in each side, the top right and the bottom left, and they've got geometrical shapes and sides, various like primitive lines in here. We have the little like rectangles and angles, kind of like just for a little bit more detail coming off of the actual triangles. We got like little rectangles and squares here. We got a line there. You know, we've got various other line designs. Some of them have dark streaks in there to help create a sense of contrast, and so that they don't all look the exact same. And all the lines are not symmetrical. They have like different varying degrees of where they start and where they end and where they go, but they're all very basic in terms of the basic geometry structure of them. And the same thing applies up here. This could be interpreted as a brick, a book, but it's basically just lines, and then we got the darker ones here. And then we've got the same type of style, but with for here, except it's more like a bar. It's like you have the lines, the break, the lines, the break, the lines, another line, an upside down L, the same style, lines, break, lines, then the pieces that are floating there, and we got the letters which are of his name, and then I think it's his name, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's blue. You know, and it's like semi 3D, you know, it's like popping off. It's got like a 3D style to it, like so that they're not just flat on the actual paper, which would have been fine. I put lines on the sides to make those sides stick out a little bit more, and then lines in the middle to make them be, you know, so it's not super dead. Now for the actual main character himself, we've got like a line dividing the two halves of his personality, a little connecting piece at the top that I put there. I wanted to, the idea behind this, the whole inspiration for this was that what happens when you take off his clean, sleek blue skin? What is hiding underneath that? We get to see his true personality, Blue's true personality, if we pull off his crown, his blue skin, and his so-called happy face, which, you know, reeks of revenge. And once you pull all that off, you get to see the true monster beneath. You get to see his true intentions, his true, what he truly wants, which is, you know, how he truly feels about you, what he wants. He hungers, he's ravenous, he you know, he may not be the sharpest tool in the shed, but if he catches you, it's over, you know, and he won't stop until he finds you. He has unlimited energy. And I think this side does a better job at sort of portraying him from a darker angle if you were to remove the outer coating. So let's start with the more simple side first. On the left, we have your typical blue design. In this case, he's a sketch because there's no color. We have his shoulder that goes down, half of his head is a circle, his eye is a circle, a darker circle with a little nick there, a little Pac-Man nick, a big like half bean banana that's darkened in, that's the shape of his mouth. There's a few lines, very vague, thin lines you might be able to see on his body, and they're just there to, so your eyes have something to be attracted to. We have the crown with a little like highlights on there, a few line streaks, but it's very basic on this side to reminiscent of how he looks in the actual game, in the illustrations in the game, and the image I made just a few minutes ago. Now if we go to the other side, is a more grotesque interpretation of the character. If you were to peel off the skin, what would be underneath? How, you know, how do we represent his ravenous personality more in a more scary way? Well, you take that all off, you end up with this monstrosity. As we can see here, we have this a circular head. You still retain the basic circular head, but it's more jagged and more squishy, like various like skin texture, flesh texture, overlapping itself and sagging in places. And you can see some coming from behind. We've got various, like, I guess you could call them like fabric pieces sticking out from the actual like quote-unquote flesh. We've got like a crevice in his skull and in his head that goes down. You can actually see there's a line there that kind of signifies it goes down deeper in a 3D perspective. We've got bulges, like a pus bulge, a bunch of pus bulges over here. Maybe it's dandruff. I highly doubt it. I would say more it's more likely it's, you know, intended to be like a bulging pus bulges, or like some sort of like gooey oozes in there, something like that. Then we have the actual like multi-lined imprint for his angry eyebrow flap, we're gonna call it that goes down over his eye, comes back up, and you see the sagging skin once again that's kind of like overlapping itself. Then we have the around the mouth, it retains the other side of the banana, but it's more like, you can see there's like two lines that signify like the lines that connect to the teeth, and then the lines that come on the connected to the actual face. As far as the mouth goes, all the teeth are incredibly sharp, and he has a lot of them. You don't want him to bite down on you. He has like 30 teeth on just one side. Just like, jeez. So you see all the really thin, sharp, and pointy, and there's a lot of them jammed in there, and then you can see the darkened shadow behind him. You can see him drooling. He still retains the drooling aspect as he did in the original art. you know, it's just you got one swoop of drool here with a little bit of like lines, zigzag lines on it, and then you know another one here, and I put zigzag lines on it for a reason. I'll get to that in a minute. And then you can see like there's some sort of streaks coming from his eye right here, some sort of streaks a little bit like bulging out. The eye itself is made of like 4 rings, the inner eye, the inner pupil, the black part of the eye, like, you know, reminiscent of the other one, but then you've got these line dividers just to make it so it's not exactly the same, you know, just from where the rest of it would go. We got lines, more lines, more lines. We got, and then for the texture on his head, it's a lot of like various lines and swoops and dots, and it's all meant to kind of make him look really like very fleshy and you know there's a lot of like indentations on the skin being like sagging and being stretched and pulling, and you know and then there's all these like lines and dots and stuff to signify and give it a little bit more like life, so it's not just completely dead. So it's all like fleshy and squishy and, you know, and nasty, maybe even bloody, but you know. And then we got like some of the skin on this here that's kind of sagging down, kind of like a spider web type texture. It's like you got these branches from the skin sagging down, some little pus streaks coming off, some zigzag lines, and then you got like the inner flap areas of the skin connecting the actual like head to the arm. But there's no like integrity to this, as it can be torn easily. It's not like super solid. It's like you break it with your pinky finger. You just like when it just stretches, it does stretch a lot, but it's not that hard to break, you know. And then we got the shoulder, which once again retains the same basic outline idea as this one, but you can see the skin is stretching and flapping and squishing and then bulging out and pussing in areas. Now, as I was saying when I got to this, now this is actually not supposed to be saliva. It originally was intended to be like mouth spit and saliva, like he just slobbers all over himself. But I decided to change it, and now it's intended to be skin that's just like like the skin that was torn off. Some of it was left behind, and it's like not all of it is torn off. There's patches of his blue gooey skin that are still connected to him. And like near the shoulder blade, at the top of near the top of the shoulder, going all the way to, you know, underneath where his head is there, neck head. And then we got like, you know, a few lines on here because you want it to look like there's some sort of indentation or creases in it. And then you have like some various connecting curves right here, like some like stringy pieces of the skin that are still connecting to each other. We've got some other lines signifying they're still connecting to each other. We've got some massive dots and then various lines and going right, left, up, down, zigzaggy swoops, and then some darker texture behind, you know, so like you can kind of see behind the remaining leftover skin residue. It's just kind of, you know, still fleshy there. Still kind of fleshy and unsatisfying to look at. So this whole intention of this was to capture the double personality concept of what Blue would look like if he was portrayed in a more sinister, sadistic, evil way, you know. Like if you would take his true and ravenous intentions of trying to devour you and stalk you and hunt you down in the game, and you personified them to a more like, I guess you could say, literal interpretation. This is just an interpretation of that result. That's all it comes down to. So you know, we have the cutesy one, which everyone loves, the cutesy one that's happy forever, and then we have this one who's happy because he's about to devour you. You know, and so, and with that being said, thank you so much for watching me fail at making Blue's head in Doodle Transform, and thank you for watching me rant about, you know, and explain my, you know, video sketching process for this various sketch. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more of this type of video. Also, go and subscribe to my main gaming channel, Captain Cactus Games. I play other Roblox games on there as well. Go and also subscribe to my OBBY channel, the Sour Lemon OBBYs, where I upload OBBYs on Roblox that are popular, niche, and everything in between. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.